Good morning, good evening, and good night to everybody around this beautiful country of America and around the world. God bless everybody. I hope your day brings the blessings that you asked for last night. Well, this show is not gonna be another nice show. You can tell by the last show we starting off hot. Like I said, I really want to do a motivational speaking show. I want to have callers call. I ain't gonna get my ideas for my real show, but I wanna do inspirational, motivational, see how negativity touch your life and how God can help it and how God created the negativity to get you on His track. But I can't do that right now because we got the entire country basically in the world watching us react to how they treat us, black people. Now, let me say this because I don't want Tariq to turn on the music too early because last video, he probably turned the music on as soon as I cut it on. He probably ain't listened to the whole thing. He a busy man. But let me say this to everybody who's listening. Everybody who cuts off black people in traffic. Everybody who tries to give black people a hard time. Everybody with that elitist attitude in their heart. Let me say this, and I want you to resource it and then hit the comments. You could be vitriolic because this is not a very nice statement. But across the board, anybody with elitism in their heart, realize that if it wasn't for the black people that you hate, you would be cold, hungry, and covered with lice. Not because I want you to. I'm not shit. Per orders of your king. Spain, Britain, France, Africa, Dominican Republic, wherever you want to go in the world. Just keep in mind, white supremacy took over there first before it came here. All right? They speak of all the wars that people had fighting against white supremacy before it took over the world. But the 100-year Native American War happened here. Civil rights movement happened here. Even Cinco de Mayo, it was a black person that started that upheaval that gave Mexico their independence. And Mexicans hate us. Mexicans, come on, y'all great grandmother is black. But since y'all so in love with Spain, you can be with them. Now, when this world demands equality, Spain won't be accepted in the Caucasus Mountains with the blue bloods. Neither will you. But see, our heart is so accepting, we will accept you back. But I want you to realize your king, leader, ruler, whatever you want to call it, even a nice one, will make you mine gold because of the conquistadors. So don't think I'm making up stuff. Y'all identify with the white supremacists so much. It's like Stockholm syndrome on crack and AIDS. It really doesn't make any sense. And all my Arab people, y'all enslaved us. Hey, I can't get mad at you because you won't even yell at me. So I ain't worried about you enslaving shit. But the British raped y'all for so long, y'all had to create another country for your bastard children. And that's who you identify with, your captors. All right, so let's get that out the way first. Now let's come to 2020 on the mainland of America and realize that the whole country is upset. But let's realize why we're upset. We are begging for equality, begging for it, and we still won't get it. Because of the Electoral College, the best politician that we have to voice our opinion is Joe Biden. Now, was he elected, selected? We don't know. I'm not getting into that. I don't have as much power as the Electoral College. I'm one man, one vote. But I want you to realize Biden is being who he can be. Okay? Biden is purely being who he can be. They're not giving him permission to do anything else. So you understand the premise of what I'm talking about. Like I said in my other podcast, I don't like talking like this. I want a big old house, a chateau, a villa, a mansion, Fifth Avenue, townhouse. I want all that. I'd rather live that life than do this. But even when I do that, I still gotta help people who know how to cook, get restaurants, people who smart, go to school, people who want to well, go to well, people who don't know what they want to do, help kids. I still have to do that. Now, as far as breaking down this BS that's working on everybody else, this is literally fun. I haven't even got to my good stuff. I'm writing a book that ain't got nothing to do with white supremacy. I can't even touch none of these points. I want to do a show where I just read the chapter and tell what it means to me and leave away the rhetoric so I can entice you with my book coming soon. But I can't do that right now with everybody in the country mad enough to fight. But let's realize history repeats itself. When we demanded equality in Northern Africa, because white people didn't go into Africa, when we demanded equality in Northern Africa, Spain and France, the Caucasians ran to the Caucasus Mountains. They're going to do it again. They can't live equal with us. These people can't live equal with us. And I mentioned, with all respect to all the white supremacists that want to control us and be better than us and hold us down, when y'all go to the Caucasus Mountains for hundreds of years or whatever y'all do out there, y'all will only be missed on opposite day. Just think about that. But for everybody else who's really mad at crime, I can't get mad at you because I'm mad at crime. For everybody mad at senseless violence, that is a human instinct to disassociate from violence. That is human, So you're not doing nothing special. What I'm saying is, let's check history. Not too far back. Let's go to South Africa, not too many years ago, when the white supremacists in South Africa was called out on the elitism, because we could live peacefully together. But if you realize in South Africa, the haves live in villas and the have-nots live in squalor. Literally. Those South Africans was going to take billions from Africa like they've been doing for years and not even give them running water. I'm not even trying to investigate their mentality because I ain't never ran no pipes for nobody, so I can't say who I would run pipes for. But I'm saying if I'm eating a pizza and I don't give you a pepperoni, there's more to it. Now, I only got like 6, probably 9 college hours, so I can't go that deep into it, but it's whole dissertations and thesis statements and books on shit like that. Y'all look it up. What I'm saying is, here in America, now let's realize what's going on. This mob is not using mob mentality because this is not a lick back. This is not a tick for tat. That's why evil has not broken up all these demonstrations. And if y'all really think y'all bad, the people out there rioting, you are not. If y'all really think y'all bad, I don't want to get nobody hurt. Y'all don't even do that. Y'all realize they letting y'all do what y'all do. All right? They letting it happen. Okay? They totally letting it happen. Come on, y'all. Y'all gotta realize what's going on. But since we negated, I'm gonna say we as Americans, since we negated equality, this is the outcome. But let's not negate capitalism. Let's not negate democracy. Let's not negate these principles because they are respected worldwide as the best way for a populace to live in safety and harmony together. And I say that I reference South Africa because capitalism gave us the best bridges. Capitalism gave us the best this, the best that, and all this stuff like that. Capitalism did it. So when the South Africans couldn't remain on the land they stole, when they left, they broke up the infrastructure. Just pure spite, man. But it was almost like a revelation because they broke up the bridges in South Africa before they left, tried to tear up the plumbing system so people would die of dehydration. But they did it to themselves because where they're going, there's no pipes. There's no bridges, no democracy, no capitalism. It's just them. And the Dark Ages and the Middle Ages prove what happens when it's just them. That's why they won't even think about trying to live without us. If you hate somebody so much, you don't even want to hear their voice. If you see a white person, it's a black person within a mile of them. And they control this for the last forever, 400 years, like they say. They don't hate us, they want to control us, but they can't control us anymore. What I'm saying is we don't have to have that kumbaya 2 months. Right now, let's start legislating policy. Right now. Now, when anarchy happens, then that's a whole different thing. But right now, we still have to maintain parliamentary procedure. If not for them, for us. Because if they leave right now and say, you know what, y'all have at it, we have to maintain some kind of ideology of normalcy and regulation and rule. If not, we will just spiral down into brain over brain. That's not a society that anybody wants to live in. Now I'm going to go one further. If that does happen and they just completely leave the country, that is the time for us to collectivize our thoughts, not party and thank God and paint the White House black and stupid stuff like that. We can live in equality, but if we can't, we still have to have democracy. That's mandatory. Now this image of democracy, this mirage that we're living in right now, they can't even get it out the first sentence. Say we live in a democracy, vote democratically, elected officials and all that stuff like that, and to the republic for which it stands. See, it's all in our face. And the Star Spangled Banner, no rest but the grave for the hiring or the slave. See, the Civil Rights Act of 1865 said majority whites have to do business with the blacks, or the blacks will be subjugated to a permanent underclass. But you can see right now, all you small business owners, nobody's forcing loans on you like they do them. Small business owners, everybody with these record labels and stuff like that. Nobody's even created a grant for us. So what I'm saying is, let's leave all the BS to the side. We can't be mad at what's going on. It's only water seeking its own level. We're trying to be civilized with people who are uncivil. Not all white people are bad now. Don't get it twisted. Because it's bad people that do bad things, and everybody that knows them is not bad. But if you condone these actions and try to make a reason to understand them, that's not good. And it just hurts people. That's all it does. So the best thing we could do right now is realize democracy, true democracy, fixes all this. The Constitution, it fixes all these problems already. Now these executive orders, excuse me for people, related to FDR, everybody else, I don't care what you think. But the new deals that FDR created subjugated us to a permanent underclass. It's systematic. So that's why the people involved are not right, but the policy is right. Because it says on paper right now, if you kill somebody, cause severe injury or death, while knowing that your actions could cause that result, that is aggravated assault or murder. Now, all these judges and police officers and police captains and lieutenants and sergeants who okay this stuff, y'all can go to the Caucasus Mountains and take your RV with you. You will be missed on opposite day. Now, when y'all start fighting each other and killing each other and having sex with each other and all that old nasty stuff, don't come back, because you won't be able to create insurrection and take it over again. It's a wrap. It's equality. People who know me know I understand, try my best to understand black, white, Latino, Native American, Asian, Arab, everybody. But I don't like one particular race over another. It's that silly, stupid thing. You know, it sounds crazy now. It's like he said it, but nobody wrote it down. Judge people on the content of their character, not the color of their skin. The other day, I went to the store, man. I was out of there, man. Out of there. Let me shame the devil, because y'all about to see that wood gonna be mahogany. That paint right there. My partner, when he give me permission, I'm gonna say his name. But he gonna be a world-renowned painter. I'm gonna still buy his paintings when they get up to $1 million and stuff like that. That lamp might have some African art coming out the top. When I get money, it's going down. But right now, a lot of cats exaggerate things that they lacking, but it's real. Ain't no acting. Pow Wow, shout out Pow Wow the other day. Great song. That's not my song. I ain't got no rights to that song. What I'm saying, I'm gonna say like this here. God has control over everything. I'm gonna keep this video short too, because I want y'all to actually replay it. I don't want y'all to just comment, tell your friend that I'm wrong or something like that. I went to the customer service, had my debit card, try to go get me some cash off my card so I can go and start my day, make my day better for me. But I didn't have God first. I guess this whole week, because when I went up to the customer service line, I told that lady I need my 20 cents. She said, $26? I said, no ma'am, 20 cents. She said, $36? I said, no ma'am, 20 cents, just 20 cents. She said, do you want $26 or $36? I had to tell her, man, this is pride come before the fall. I said, no ma'am. People behind me heard me. She threw the glass, so I can't hold it against her. And this money, we can't get mad at the we weren't mad at each other. It was the logistics we was arguing. Like I said in my last video, a few less college hours, we would have been arguing through the glass. But she might not have heard me, but she might have heard me or was trying to tell me something without telling me. So I said, no ma'am, I just need 2 dimes and you can keep the receipt. So she said, okay, put in your PIN code. So put in my PIN code, she looked and she said, you wanted 20 cents? I said, yes, ma'am. And she said, that's it? And I said, yes, ma'am. I had to eat humble pie right there. That's it, yes, ma'am. Because I didn't want a company. I didn't want a restaurant. I didn't want a podcast. I wanted 20 cents to put with that 30 cents in my car to get a single cigarette. And God gonna give you what you want. Because everybody who lived that life before know that 20 cents was a miracle. That 30 cents was even bigger miracle. But that's what my mind was. I put cigarettes before God, so he turned it against me. Now, I could have easily went out there and got, some change from some other venture, but this actually taught me a lesson. Anything you put before God, it'll turn against you. Anything. So to break down the communication wasn't, I do got a little southern drawl, but it wasn't that. It wasn't the difference in cultures or ethnicities between my big black ass and the pretty little Asian woman. It wasn't no barriers that couldn't be crossed. It was purely, that's it. When she said that, she wasn't being belittling. She was asking, how many times has she heard that in a day? She does this all day, probably ain't never heard that shit. If she has, good, fine. But she could have been vindictive. I can't hold it against her. She don't know what she doing. But God and her had to ask me, is that it? Is that all you want? At that point, I had to say yes. I was so broke, I couldn't see God. I was looking for money. So God could have passed right in front of me. I was looking right for money. So all I saw was that 20 cent. But that's the kind of mentality I want people to understand. That smart people like me and you, it's hard to listen to me if you ain't smart. I'll be pulling from too many different things. That's why, I kill writer's block. But smart people try to understand how big God is. All right. Shout out to Abdul. He told me that the two angels holding up God on his throne to get from the bottom of their ear to their shoulder will take 500 years. Light speed. So we don't have no idea how big God is, but that's amazing. We like to think how big something is. Especially being from Texas, we like to know how big something is. But even nanoscientists, nanotechnologists don't know how small God is. They have some kind of microscope. I don't know what it is. Now, it could be the same microscope that puts my DNA at a crime scene to get me from speaking this to the world. It could be, but it was a bullshit microscope. Like your brother could be sitting next to you the night in question, but if you go to trial 2 years later and they say his fingerprint is at a crime scene, you would sit a little farther away from your brother. I'm gonna try to keep it under 30. My point is, this new blood, this Bryce Harper blood that's out there riding right now, this new blood, this go yayo blood that's out there right now, they don't have this old bullshit in their head, this old fear that I live with. Oh Lords, what is we's gonna do type shit. They don't have that. See, I'm trying to hold on to norms, literally parliamentary procedure. It was brought from the Congo to the Commissions, to the Crete, then to Greece, Rome, France, or Gaul, Ottomans, you see what I'm saying? The ideology that everybody has a say in how they are led into the future is the premise that allows us to live like this today. Now, until, they break out nuclear war and we can't do nothing else but search for food, we have parliamentary procedure, period. Like Ahab in the Bible, the people that started this stuff, it says, because they bowed, their generation won't go through it, but the next generation will. How you doing? So, all my young people, don't get it twisted. You got 2 years to comment in the video, and then we can go to a boxing gym and then, shoot the, 2 minutes around, probably 2 rounds, 3 rounds or more. But we can do that for 2 more years before I get too old, and then post it on my video and stuff like that. And if we sell food at the place, admission and stuff, all that's gonna try to go to charity. You know what I'm saying? But I want my young people to understand, y'all are the new blood. but history repeats itself. It's like saying, we don't need no homework. New blood might say that until you realize you were teaching. These kids have to know this stuff. So no homework is one side of the spectrum. Homework every night is the other side of the spectrum. Right in the middle is homework during standardized testing, or prior to standardized testing, or more acute homework in that week of standardized testing. But no homework is silly, and homework every night is silly. Homework every night turned into what we have right now, year-long standardized testing. I seen it was I say about 2 weeks ago, I seen some dudes, they were standing outside of the store, young cats, you know what I'm saying? They was waiting on somebody to buy something, finish buying something out the store. I was trying to shoot a text before I got on my way. And long story short, little dude, he just showed personality about what he doesn't like. And one of his friends said, F that shit, fuck that shit, which is a great mentality to have if you can't control it. But, you really want to go to God with it. But I ain't trying to judge nobody. I was there. I was so cynical. I hated God. So I don't want you to feel like I'm judging y'all young brothers. But what alarmed me was that my boy had a problem. All right? Not my boy, whoever these young punks was. My boy had a problem. And his homeboy couldn't help him with it. Now, this nigga had a real problem. I wanted to jump in there and help my partner right there. But the first sentence I would have told him was, those are not your friends. Now, anybody who knows his face, I've been confused, Mississippi, I was all the way in Germany and somebody thought they knew me. So anybody who knows D.R.G. Javal Sims, know I had 1,000 friends. And y'all know now, man, I probably won't answer if y'all call. But my thing is, let's call each other friends when we are friendly. Stoicism and stuff like that, that's not for when your friends are trying to open up with you. It ain't. It's really not. Let's take advantage of what God has given us. In youth, you don't have to listen to the mature people because you have to learn it for yourself. But if you are misguided, you have to listen because you don't know what you're supposed to be doing. To sit around stoically. I hate to call all of them young punks, but the little dude that said fuck that shit, he didn't have a sentence after that. That's why I call him a punk. Because he'll whip to a conclusion and snap to a judgment. That's a whippersnapper. That doesn't help him. It doesn't help his homeboy who had the problem. It don't help me. Well, it helps me because it creates content. But I want y'all to realize, if you can't share a blessing with somebody, I'm not talking about giving them food or anything like that. If you can't share a blessing with somebody, that's not your friend. Blessings happen. Blessings happen. They do. Blessings happen. My whole life is a blessing. Blessings happen. If somebody come up to my house and drop off a Bentley and give me 10 years insurance in the glove box and $1 million in the armrest, and I go to my friend's house, and try to explain that conversation, and he's not feeling the same way I felt when it happened, I ain't saying he's a hater. I'll let life prove that. But I'm saying he's not your friend. I want y'all to realize just in case that looks funny, because I'm old school. I don't understand the inverted screens and stuff like that. Let me go and switch it around one time for y'all boys too. If your friend is not happy, you got $1,000, you will never have $1 million. If your friend is upset or not outwardly happy that you got $1 million, you'll never have two. And for you billionaires, that's so much better than everybody else. Realize the person that you forced to look up to doesn't even want to hear about the birth of your kid. All right? So let's use these ideologies and premises to make a better world going forward, because there's no reason for us to argue anymore. It's equality. Like equality, come on, man. Like, Starbucks is a great example. When you go in Starbucks, you got everybody in there talking to each other. Some people are friendly. Friendly people make friends. People are business orientated. They sit down, focus on their business. But nobody's in there high-fiving, kumbaya on everybody. That's not, grown people, that's not real. But if you, like, this is what I like to say. I could understand, because it's America. I got a right to be racist as I want to be, up to, and including whatever bullshit, freedom of speech, basically what I'm saying. I got a right to be racist. What I'm saying is I'm not racist because I don't have that power to be racist. And if I was racist, the ghettos that I put white people in would be way better than the $5,000 a month townhomes that they live in. But look what they do to us. So you understand what I'm saying? Go to Brixton, go to Peckham, go to any impoverished place, where they put the French in Canada. Because it's all status and class and stuff like that. Look at their slums, look at their ghettos. They look better than what your auntie paying $1,000 for. And they hate them. They draw a line between them. Like the streets curve and you gotta go over a bridge to even shop with them. That's what I'm saying. For all y'all people think I'm lying, do me a favor. And you'll get a few thousand off YouTube just by doing this. Go to Detroit and ride through, even though it's slummed out, go to Detroit and ride through the worst neighborhoods. Then cross that little bridge, go to Canada, or bridge, or however you get across there. I ain't never been up there. First, I've been up with like Lansing, Ann Arbor, Michigan. But go to Canada and look at their slums. And then realize that government subsidy pays for your slums here in America. Everybody knows that.